The lesser rats hesitated, staring wildly around. One was halfway up my jeans. It dropped to the floor. "I'm not afraid!" My voice sounded a little steadier, maybe about 9 years old instead of 5. The giant rats were staring at him, intent, judging, and waiting. He made that same cutting air motion in reverse. The rats squeaked and stood on hind legs, staring around, as if they couldn't believe it, but they began to pour down the stairs the way they'd come. I leaned into the door, knees weak, cradling the bitten hand against my chest. The rat man began to creep up the stairs. He moved easily on the balls of his elongated feet, strong clawed toes digging into the stone. Lycanthropes are stronger and faster than humans. No mind tricks, no sleight of hand. They are just better. I would not be able to surprise the were-rat, as I had the first. I doubted he would grow angry enough to be stupid, but one could always hope. I was hurt, unarmed, and outmatched. If I couldn't get him to make a mistake, I was in deep shit. A long, pink tongue curved over his teeth. "Fresh blood," he said. He drew in a loud breath of air. "You stink of fear, human. Blood and fear smells like dinner to me." The tongue flicked out as he laughed at me. I slid my uninjured hand behind my back, as if reaching for something. "Come closer, rat man. We'll see how you like silver." The rat man hesitated, frozen, half crouched on the top step. "You have no silver. You want to bet your life on it?" His clawed hands clutched each other. One of the large rats squeaked something. He snarled down at it. "I'm not afraid." If they egged him on, my bluff was not going to work. "You saw what I did to your friends. That was without a weapon." My voice sounded low and sure of itself. Good for me. He eyed me out of one large patent leather eye. His fur glistened in the torchlight as if freshly washed. He gave a small jump and was on the landing, just out of reach. "I've never seen a blonde rat before," I said. Anything to fill the silence. Anything to keep him from taking that one last step. Surely John Claude would come back for me soon. I laughed then, abrupt and half-choked. The rat man froze, staring at me. "Why are you laughing?" His voice held just a hint of unease. Good. "I was hoping that the vampires would come for me soon and save me. You gotta admit, that's funny." He didn't seem to think it was funny. A lot of people don't get my jokes. If I was less secure, I'd think my jokes weren't funny either. Nah. I moved my hand behind my back, still pretending that there was a knife in it. One of the giant rats squealed, and even to me it sounded derisive. He would never live it down if I bluffed him. I might not live it down if I didn't. Most people, when confronted with a were-rat, freeze or panic. I'd had time to get used to the idea. I wasn't going to fade away if he touched me. There was one possible solution here where I could save myself. If I was wrong, he was going to kill me. My stomach turned, a sharp flip-flop, and I had to swallow hard. Better dead than furry. If he attacked me, I'd just as soon he killed me. Rats were not my top choice for being a lycanthrope. If your luck was bad, the smallest scratch could infect you. If I was quick and lucky, I could go to the hospital and be treated, sort of like rabies. Of course, sometimes the inoculations worked, and sometimes they gave you lycanthropy. He wrapped his long, naked tail through his clawed hands. "You ever been had by a were?" I wasn't sure he was talking about sex or a meal. Neither sounded pleasant. He was going to work up to it, get himself brave, and then he'd come for me when he was ready. I wanted him to come when I was ready. I chose sex and said, "You haven't got what it takes, rat man." He stiffened, his hands sliding down his body, claws combing fur. "We'll see who has what, human." "Is this the only way you get any sex? Forcing yourself on someone? Are you as ugly in human form as you are right now?" He hissed at me, mouth wide, teeth bared. A sound rose out of his body, deep and high, a whining growl. I'd never heard a sound like it before. It rose up and down and filled the room with violent hissing echoes. His shoulders crouched.